Hi, my name is Matt Browne with Browne Trading Company in Portland, Maine. Today I'll be visiting Cheval, a renowned restaurant in Portland's West End, for a tasting and discussion of Browne Trading Caviar. Joining me are chefs and co-owners Damian Cincinnati and Ilma Lopez. Together we will explore the different species of sturgeon to understand the characteristics that make each caviar unique.
I always start out asking people, like, what are you looking for in the caviar? Like, they're looking for usually a color or a texture or a flavor. So these species of sturgeon, we have a Siberian sturgeon, we have a white sturgeon, an Osetra, a hybrid of Osetra and Siberian, and this is a hybrid of Kaluga and Shrinky, which are two river fish from the Amur River. These are all farm-raised caviars. Wild sturgeon were banned in 2006. The smaller the fish, the smaller the egg, so it's kind of ranging in size from fish to fish egg. A Siberian sturgeon is going to be a little bit darker, a little smaller. You guys want to try this one? Try the Siberian?
Oh, look how nice and dark that is.
What do you pick up?
It's briny, it's super delicate, so it pops on your palate really easy, and it's real delicate in that sense. To imply like a wine term almost, it's crisp. It's almost like this kind of like classic caviar.
We're looking for something that has a lot of pop so that you can crush those eggs on the roof of your mouth and have the fat kind of expand on your palate. Next is a white sturgeon. It's transmontanus, it's native to America. It's found in the Sacramento River Delta. Larger fish, gonna take a little longer than a Siberian to grow. Probably like 8 to 12 years. Go ahead and try that.
It's a little more intense too.
Have more flavor, more depth of flavor.
The way it pops on your palate and the way it rolls over and the intensity of it. But it's like fresh and clean too.
So then we have an Osetra, which is the most common, most popular.
Size-wise, the fish, like how big did the fish actually get?
They'll be 30 to 50 pounds. You're gonna have larger eggs. The Osetra is going to be a little bit lighter in color, native to the Caspian Sea. You hear Russian Osetra, the fact that the broodstock came from Russia, and then they're farm raised, anywhere in the world. This one's from Belgium. But go ahead and try that one.
More nutty, but it's not as salty or briny.
Those are the commonly farm raised Osetra and Siberian. Siberian was sort of the first one and the most widely found because it's a smaller fish. It takes to the farming process well, it grows quickly in comparison to Osetra. So then next, we have a hybrid, which is exciting. It's a hybrid of a Siberian and an Osetra. So you sort of have the best of both worlds. In Belgium, they said we could take the size of the egg and the color from the Osetra. We can get this nice flavor from the Siberian. We put them together, and we get this hybrid, they call it platinum. And they find the hybrid grows a little faster than the Osetra. You can actually get it to market in 7 to 10 years versus 12 or 15. Again, you're gonna have the same variation of size and color. Every fish is different. It just comes down to the genetics.
I like how visually the colors are changing a little bit. With this guy, you kind of start getting into this like gunmetal kind of look to it a little bit.
Now, this has a nice pop to it. Texture has a lot to do with the freshness of the caviar. So lastly is the Kaluga hybrid. So it's Kaluga and Acerpensis shrinky, which is a river sturgeon. Acerpensis shrinky, similar to Siberian. And Kaluga is a cousin of a beluga. So it's going to be the largest river sturgeon after beluga.
I mean, first off, like the color of it definitely is different than the other ones. It kind of has this like bronzed color to it.
This is where people would call gold caviar. It's got that light, amber color.
It's like almost sweet. It has like a oceanic sweetness to it, and the pearls, like the eggs, separate very easily. Yeah. You experience it over your palate a lot more too. Subtle, delicate, complex, but it's got firm structure to it.
We try to train servers to have some baseline knowledge on caviar. We say, okay, a Siberian sturgeon is going to be smaller and darker, kind of briny. They're going to have these characteristics, so if you're listening, then you can sort of run through the different fish and see what's going to match up to that the best. And sometimes even trying to challenge them to try something different. When people ask me, like, which one do you like? I'm like, well, I like the platinum hybrid a lot. It's exciting and it's a nice caviar. I don't know how you have servers approach tables about.
We want them to be more genuine, to be themselves.
Yeah.
Our biggest thing is like making sure that all of us use the same language. We don't have to choose the same dish. Obviously, because we all have different palates, but the same language, because it represents the restaurant as a whole.
Yeah.
You guys are front runners in the farm-raised caviar business, and you guys are really transparent about where it comes from and have good information on the items that you're carrying. It makes it more approachable, I think, for a lot of restaurants to work with, being able to talk with you guys about what's going to come out of it and what you're looking for, and trying to meet your guests' expectations. Introducing them to new things and surprising them and surprising the staff. Get them interested and excited about it, because then that's going to get everybody else excited about it. Because it is something you want to enjoy this. It's part of the celebration of life.